I am so incredibly excited. On International Women's Day, we have my rock and roll girls from 2HOT2HANDLE.
Good evening, everybody. I am Miss Lynn.
And I'm Miss Gigi. Welcome to Rocktailz.
With real people. But tonight it's live talk with the ladies from 2HOT2HANDLE, the only world's tribute, all female, to UFO.
Yeah.
And tonight's Rocktail is 2HOT2HANDLE. Gigi and I have concocted this signature drink just for the girls. We've got a little bit of vodka, some grapefruit, jalapeno, and a little bit of hot sauce to make it explode.
Woo! It's on fire!
Today we're making a 2HOT2HANDLE. Take that lime, get it around that rim, and next you're going to go ahead and take that Tajin, which we have mixed with some Margarita salt, and dip that glass in there. Because when you take that first sip, it's going to be nice and spicy. Next thing we're going to do is cut that jalapeno. Now I leave the seeds in it to make it extra hot. So you can do it to your taste, add it into the cylinder, and you're going to add your favorite vodka. I use Grey Goose, but you can use whatever you want. You're going to go ahead and muddle the jalapenos with the vodka to get it infused, so I don't put any ice in there just yet. Then when you're finished muddling, you're going to go ahead and add some ice to the cylinder so you can chill that infused vodka, and you're also going to add ice to your glass. Next up, you're going to take your favorite grapefruit juice. Pink is preferred, and we suggest 3 ounces. Then we're going to put in 1 ounce of simple syrup, and that's just going to give a little sweet to offset that tart taste. And then we're going to take a couple dashes of your favorite hot sauce to make it nice and hot. We're going to go ahead and give that a stir. Then you're going to fill up your glass to about 3/4 of the way up. Jalapenos and all, put them all in. And then you're going to top that off with your favorite grapefruit soda water. Makes it nice and crisp and tasty. Don't forget your garnish. A nice slice of grapefruit or orange will just set it off and make your drink look perfect. And there you have it. A 2HOT2HANDLE.
Yeah. And if you would like a signature cocktail after your band, just get in touch with us and maybe you'll be the next band coming on Rocktailz.
Yes.
Oh, and by the way, if you like our videos, follow us and subscribe. Yeah. Hey. What do you guys think? Our new videos opening the show? This is awesome.
The music is back. The venues are open. Concerts are coming back. People are starting to play. Bands are getting paid. And we couldn't be happier.
Well, we couldn't be happier. You know why? Because
Why?
guess what? 2HOT2HANDLE is here.
They're in the house, so let's meet the ladies.
All right, well, let's start with me. Why not? Some of you know me from Rocktailz, right? But guess what? I'm the lead vocalist, proudly, of 2HOT2HANDLE. How about you, Cherry?
Hi, I'm Cherry Blackwolf, and I am the keyboard player and clown of the band.
You certainly are. All right, Hisako.
Hi, I'm Hisako Ozawa, and I'm guitar player of 2HOT2HANDLE.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are.
Really great
Amazing.
guitar player. Awesome. Ooh, let's hear from you, Sherry.
Hey, I'm Sherry Weinstein, and I'm the kooky drummer.
She sure is. And last but not least, Melanie.
Hi, everybody out on the internet. My name is Melanie, and I am the bass player for 2HOT2HANDLE.
Yeah, thump it, girl.
Yes. Thank you, ladies. Welcome. We're so glad you're joining us today. We're going to go ahead and put some questions out to you. And the first one out, and we want to hear from all of you, including you, Miss Gigi, is how did you start in the music business?
Well, actually, I sang in the choir at the Catholic Church. I even got to sing quite a few solos. And then eventually in high school, I got voice lessons. And I was also the Dancer of the Year. And that's when I got my first taste of loving being on stage. Just love it. I started performing a lot more in college, and eventually I was doing original music, writing some of my own music along with other bands, doing everything from punk rock to pop rock to hard rock. It was just a blast. Played everywhere in
here she
LA
is.
and Orange County. And you know who inspired me? Come on, Mick Jagger, David Bowie, and Elvis Presley. Sexy men that, they were, you got Rocker the Mick, you got David Bowie, the weird but crazy sexy, and you've got the beautiful Elvis Presley. Those were my inspiration.
Okay, that was probably another question, but okay.
No, that was on the same one.
Sherry, what you got?
Well, I grew up in Detroit, so I got involved in the punk rock scene there. So I joined the Algebra Mothers, the Sillies, Mobile X, and I'm still a third man's record recording artist, whatever that means, with Algebra Mothers from there. And I was playing Elton John, so it's kind of a schizophrenic mix. So I learned a lot of rock chords from the Elton John part. And then I got involved with Deep Purple when I came out to California, and Leonard Skinner tributes. So I was very influenced by those styles as well. And here I am.
Amazing, and we're so glad you made it out to California from Detroit.
And who inspired you, Sherry?
I would say John Lord was my biggest inspiration, but on the punk rock, the Stranglers, they're a big keyboard band, punk keyboard from Britain.
I remember, Cherry, when you and I were at NAMM, you were having me listen to all these different bands. I had no idea who they were.
And you probably still don't.
Right? Exactly. Okay, Hasako, what about you? Tell us your story.
So, my close friend in Japan, she was playing rock drum. So I was interested in rock music, and I came here to study at Musicians Institute in Hollywood, and I finished my guitar program in there, and my music career starts after that.
Amazing. And how did you, who inspired you? Who do you look up to musically?
There's many guitar players.
Who's your favorite?
My favorite, of course, Michael Schenker.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say that.
Good answer. Okay, Sherry, let's hear about you.
Okay, so me, I was tapping in 7th, 8th grade, and my best friend said, "Dude, you're a drummer." And flash forward to high school, I bought a drum set and took lessons for a few months, but really play by ear. Got into my band, the Pandoras, and toured the country with them and made records when I was like 19, I think, 20. And my biggest influence band-wise is The Cars. If you know me, you know that's my favorite band. Drummer-wise, I love David Robinson from The Cars, Phil Rudd from AC/DC, John Bonham.
All right. Woo!
Now, Sherry, if I'm not mistaken, didn't I see you guys, the Pandoras, you've had a lot of success. Were you not on the Arsenio Hall show and a couple different shows?
Yeah, we were on the Arsenio Hall show. We were on MTV. We were locally on K-Rock in regular rotation, among other radio stations.
Very cool. I'm sure you have that on video somewhere, I hope.
Oh yeah, I have a whole YouTube channel.
Okay, we'll have
All
to
right.
we'll have to have a video viewing party one night. Okay, Mel, what you
Sure.
got?
Well, when I was 11 years old, I fell in love with John Taylor of Duran Duran and decided I wanted to marry him. So I started listening to the bass parts because I wanted to hear him. And that really got me interested and excited about bass. And then I discovered Steve Harris, and it was all over from there. I wanted to play metal bass. And so when my parents wouldn't buy me a bass. So when I went to college, I took all my book money and I bought a bass. And then I just spent a lot of time at the library. But after that, I started playing in original bands. I played in a band called Raven Mad. I played in a band called New Eden, and a band called Crescent Shield, and some other. I played in Death Riders. I've toured around the world with original bands. I also play in some tribute bands. I play in a lot of Rosies, and we've played everywhere and then some, and have some crazy adventures. I play in an Iron Maiden tribute band called Ed Force One, and of course, 2HOT to Handle.
Yeah.
I love UFO. So it's very
All
exciting
right.
for me.
And Melanie, when you're not rocking, what do you do?
Well, you can find me at Disneyland. Well, until the pandemic, and they closed Disneyland. I am a sad person because there is no Disneyland. But
Okay.
I
Well-
still go to downtown Disney and hang out there because just to be like Disney adjacent.
And I think a lot of our viewers also might remember you too. If I'm not correct, were you not in Iron Maidens at one time?
I was. My friend and I founded the Iron Maidens back in the day. We were
Okay.
in an Iron Maiden tribute band called Rocktailz. It was 2 girls and 3 guys. And then we pink slipped the guys and brought in a bunch of girls and became the world's only and first all-female tribute to Iron Maiden.
Very impressive, ladies. We've got a lot of talent in the house. That's amazing. So, Kate, let's go back to Cherry. Now, how did the band come about? How did you put 2HOT to Handle together?
Come on, tell the truth.
Well, I'm not good at telling the truth, but it was a dare. Someone dared me to put a UFO band together.
I wonder who that was.
was all female, saying that I wouldn't be able to slice it. And I said, well, watch me. And that's what I did. So I got Hisako thinking she was a bass player. And I said, Hisako, do you want to come play bass for us? She said, oh, no, Cousin, I don't do that. I am playing guitar. And so I said, well, this is Michael Schenker. This is not just guitar. This is really hard. He goes, I want to try. And I said, okay. So we had an audition, and no other guitars came for that audition, and Hisako showed up. And she played, and my jaw dropped. Like, there's no need to audition anybody else. She was the only person I auditioned. And from that point on, everything was pretty easy. Melanie, I expected a no from, because I had asked her in other bands, you know, do you want to join this band? You want to join that band? No, I'm busy. No, sorry. Nice idea. She said yes right away. And I thought there was something in my ear. And I said, what? And she said, yeah. And so, okay. And then we have Gigi. Someone recommended Gigi, and she came in at the end of a long day of
Became so highly
auditioning.
recommended.
Huh?
She came so highly recommended.
Yeah, she did, and her personality just when she walked into the room, I said I already could tell that she would be a natural for Phil Maggette. And then Sherry, I'm not even sure how. Sherry, you probably should tell me how I found you.
Yeah, well, I saw someone tagged me in a thing that said all female band tribute band looking for a drummer. Some random Facebook friend, I don't even know who it was. And I said, oh, what band is it? They said UFO, and I said, oh no, I'm not interested. That's not my thing. And they're like, what? So I was like, whatever. I didn't even know who UFO really was. And then Lynn reached out to me and said, you should try out, I heard you're a drummer, you should try out for UFO. And I said, I don't know UFO. She said, well, at least you should connect with Cherry. So Cherry Facebook friended me. We started chatting, and we were just like chatting randomly. She was just like this new friend where we were chatting online, and I was like, do you want to do a Cars tribute or something else? And she's like, not now. I'm really focusing on this UFO thing. So she finally said, okay, we're doing our last auditions ever. I know you said you're not interested, but it doesn't hurt to come down. I was supposed to go skiing, but the forecast was rain. So I was like, well, if I don't go skiing, I'll audition. Because she had me actually listen to some of the songs. And I drove down. I literally was just listening on the way down to the, Rock Bottom, Too Hot to Handle, and Takto. And I was like, okay, I kind of know. I remember these songs. Like, okay, this is like, I like this actually. So I drove down and it was just like I clicked. And I remember there was a girl before me that I heard auditioning, and I was like, no, she's not the right vibe.
Well, I'll tell you what. All I know is I only had an hour and a half of sleep when I showed up for that audition, and I wasn't going to say anything. I just did my thing, and then once you guys like called me like right away, like an hour later, and called me and said you want the gig, and then I admitted, telling you guys I was hungover, I only had an hour and a half of sleep, and I'm so glad that everything worked out. I'm so glad.
And I was there too, so I remember it well. I remember seeing all of you ladies, and Cherry and I would have, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And here you go.
Here we are.
The band is here.
All
The
right.
band's all here, right? Okay.
Gigi, the 1 hour sleep and the hungover part actually lent itself to the Phil Mogg experience.
Right, exactly. It sure did, because I've seen him perform.
Now, a lot of people think, okay, girl bands, there's a lot of chick fighting and a lot of issues and a lot of, bad behavior. What can you tell us about Gigi? What is that like being in an all-girl band?
Well, it's awesome, first of all. We all get along. There's no ego. Now, we've all worked, in other bands that are mixed male, female, but somehow we just have so much fun. Now, a couple of us are a little bit headstrong. Cherry, me, exactly right. But that's what makes us just really even tighter, to learn about each other and hang out with each other, and our backstage shenanigans. It's just, I don't know. We've been together for 5 years now. So that tells you something right there. A lot of bands get together and go, no, this isn't going to work, and they have the egos going, but we don't. We do not have egos. Maybe a little vanity.
Okay.
A little vanity.
Another thing a lot of the audience wants to know is, what are your pre-performance rituals? Like, what do you do before a show? Sherry?
Well, I'm usually found stretching in the dressing room. What else do we do? We sometimes we do like vocal practices in the backstage, and we just get kooky. We'll have our Corona. I feel like that's our little beer of choice before gigs. Those are some off the top of my head.
Okay, Cherry?
I can't remember.
Okay, forget it. What about you, Hisako?
So before the show, you mean?
Yeah, before you go on stage.
Before show? Okay, I always do stretch too.
Stretch?
Stretch, yes.
Okay. And Mel?
I always have to warm up my fingers. So I go pretty much up and down the neck and do some scales, and then I start playing the first song that we play just to get it in my brain and get it in my fingers.
Okay, and then Melody, what is your favorite UFO song to perform?
I like playing Shoot Shoot because it's just, I'm just kind of riding eighth notes, so I can jump around and play with my bandmates on stage and interact with the audience.
And what about
not
you?
A lot of thinking, but a whole lot of playing.
And what about you, Gigi?
Well, I like Doctor. There's no doubt about it, okay? But you know what song I really like the most? B-side, Venus, and we have a different name for it that we call it. It rhymes with Venus, so you guys figure it out.
Uh-oh. Okay.
You know what? I'd like to know like Melanie. Okay, let's just take Melanie for a second. What do you do when you are not rocking out and doing bands? What else do you do? What, like a
I
hobby
miss in
or something?
Disneyland.
Oh, I know you go to Disneyland, but I guess no, you do a lot, don't you? How often do you go to Disneyland?
Well, back in the day, before it was closed, I used to go every week. Nowadays, I have to, like yesterday, I went on a 30-mile bike ride, and so I've been biking and hiking during the pandemic.
Ah,
Just
me too.
Get outside and get some air.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Okay, now, ladies, which of you have stage fright? Raise your hand.
I used to.
I had a little stage fright before this show started.
I had stage fright.
Well, Mel,
I'll tell you something. I had stage fright before the Coach House gig
Oh.
because I was like, oh my god, and I remember being up like on the top on the stairs. You kind of like walk down the stairs, and I said to Cherry, I said, oh, I'm actually a little nervous, and she said, oh, they're just a bunch of clowns.
well, I think that kind of segues into the next question. Due to the Coach House, what is some of your favorite performances? What is your number one favorite performance? Cherry.
Myself, I like, which one? Me?
Cherry.
Which? Oh, I like the USS Iowa because I felt like I was doing a good deed at the same time. It felt really cool to be on a battleship playing, and it was a great experience for me.
And what about you, Hisako? What was your favorite show?
Yeah, Coach House and Battleship is most my favorite.
Absolutely. I mean, you know what? I think that was maybe our like second or third gig we played at the Coach House. There were over 500 people there. It's like, yeah, we're playing at the Coach House, So it was early on in our making of Too Hot to Handle.
Now let's go back to the Coach House, because if I am correct, and if I'm not, please correct me, girls, but Cherry, was that not the first time all of us, including moi, we went to the Coach House to see UFO?
Yeah.
As a band, right?
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, did we meet the band? I know you met some of the members, correct?
Well, we didn't play that same night. We
Right.
played a different night. But
Right.
That's okay. It's still the Coach House.
Right.
Exactly.
But I mean, that's the first night that we kind of got to meet the band, correct?
Right.
Yeah, we hadn't even played a live show yet at that point.
Oh, we did. Actually, we did. We played
did.
at Long
PCH
Beach
Club.
A PCH Club.
Yeah, they already knew about us. Remember?
Oh yeah. I remember.
And they knew about your artistic side, Cherry.
Yes, Cherry,
My,
tell us.
my autistic or my artistic?
Artistic. So, Cherry, tell everybody about the paintings that you've drawn and whose signatures you've had and who you've reached out to in the band.
In that particular band or all bands?
I'm just
collected? Let's start with
I'm
this
just
band.
talking about UFO.
Okay, that'll make it much easier.
Yes.
So I painted pictures of Andy Parker, the drummer, Phil Mogg, Michael Schenker, of course, got a couple pictures, some stories behind those, and I got a signature from Michael Schenker on one of his paintings. And then Paul Raymond, the keyboard player, got a painting from me and also signed a painting that I have.
Very cool. And did we mention the
Oh,
auction?
and
the
recently
auction?
Rob DeLuca, the bass player, sorry. I haven't done Vinny yet. Sorry, Vinny, you're next.
We met Vinny. I remember Vinny. He was very nice. Okay, so I want all of you ladies to answer. Gigi, you can go first. If you could open for any band in the world, who would it be?
Oh, jeez. I don't know. See, when anybody says that, pick one band.
I know, it's
I have
tough.
such difficulty
Just
saying
one.
that.
Just one.
Do they have to be dead or alive?
Alive.
No, because I would open for David Bowie, hands down.
That wasn't the question.
Well,
She
then you
doesn't
go.
follow the
I
rules.
don't follow the rules. That's me.
Okay, Sherry, what about you?
Me?
Yes.
Well, I mean, Bowie would be great. The Stones.
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite band was the Cars, but they weren't really known for their live performances, but that would have been really cool. AC/DC, like who wouldn't want to open for AC/DC?
Hello, right? Okay, what about you, Melanie?
You know, I have, as opposed to like aspiring to open for bands, I've actually aspired to play certain festivals. Like, for instance, I would even play the bar stage of the Vodka Open Air Festival. 'Cause that's
cool.
one of my things on my bucket list.
Right on.
Also, 70,000 tons of metal, which is, 60 bands on a boat. That's also another one of my dreams.
Right. What about you, Hisako?
Yes, I'm kind of similar to Melanie. If I can play in like summer festival in Japan, that's gonna be great.
Nice.
Awesome.
Okay, Hisako, what have you been doing during COVID?
I'm still practicing at home. Also, I'm doing lots of hiking,
Yes.
hiking exercises.
And what about any of you other ladies? Any new sports or activities or hobbies you've taken up? I've started golfing.
Me too. And I'm back to writing original music. Got 2 songs almost completely finished. Can't wait for you guys to all hear them. And we're going to make a video, and I want you all in it.
What you got, Cherry? I see that.
I have a guitar, and I'm gonna learn how to play this thing.
Okay, now,
12 weeks.
I'm sorry?
I said in 12 weeks.
Alrighty. And I guess we're going to wrap it up here soon, but I have one question. And Melanie, if you could give your fans one bit of words of wisdom or thanks, what would you say to your fans?
Well, I would say that I know things have been really, really hard in the age of COVIDity, where we can't be with each other, we can't see each other, we can't go and see and smell live shows. But I just, ask that you persevere, wear your mask, keep your distance, get your shots. That way we can all one day be together in a cramped, smelly little club.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Miss Gigi, do you have any shows coming up?
Absolutely we do. As a matter of fact, this Sunday,
Woohoo!
it's daylight savings time. So guess what? We girls have to get up early, and we are playing at Cook's Corner, Trabuco Canyon, California. This Sunday, 12 noon, opening up, having fun with the Roadshow Rebels, and we can't wait. We love playing there. I know you have to get there early because they have a limited number of people that can be there, but it's still quite a big crowd, so you guys want to show up there. And then I'm going to let Cherry talk about where we're coming next.
Memorial Day weekend, May 29th, we're going to be playing in Las Cruces in sunny New Mexico at the Amador Live. And we're going to be playing with a whole lot of Rosies, so it's going to be a real girl fest going on there. So we're really excited about that.
Now
Yeah.
that's the way to celebrate International Women's Day. Okay, ladies, we're almost out of time. Is there anything anybody wants to say?
To our fans.
Or to anything
We
we
love
left
you.
out? We love you.
And we
back.
love you too. I love all of you.
I think you should all, after coming to see us at Cook's Corner, start thinking about how you're going to get to New Mexico, because that's going to be fun. It's outside,
Road trip.
and you can hang out and party with the band. We're going to be there for 2 nights.
Yeah.
And Gigi, what do you got to say?
I'm too hot, too hot to handle. Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in, everybody. We hope to see you soon. I am Miss Lynn,
And I miss Gigi
and we'll see you next time
on Rocktail.